What's going on, y'all? It's HWD40 here. Man, I figure I'd get on here because it's been a while. Up on YouTube anyway. And, make a video, see what's going on, what's percolating. Usually I'm always doing TikToks and stuff. But I encourage you guys to go over and check out my TikTok. It's Harsh Ass News or Agent WD40, baby. But, I'm always watching TikTok and YouTube and everything and seeing what everybody's complaining about today and tomorrow and who's being mean to who. And worried about all these liberals and, well, kind of how ignorant they are. And why they act the way that they do. And, of course, I haven't figured out why they're kind of crazy. Why they hate on everything and everybody. Maybe it's the way they was raised. Man, I don't know. Couldn't even tell you. But, honestly, they need to change. They all need to wake up and realize that, not everybody on the right side of politics. And when I mean right, I mean like the Trumpers, people that voted conservative or voted for Trump, whatever. Not all them people are bad people. I mean, only in their own mind is everybody else in the world bad people. I mean, there's good in everybody, regardless of who they are and what they are about, or even what they do. No, it just doesn't make no sense. People can have different opinions. And at the end of the day, still be friends. I mean, everybody likes friends, right? Everybody should have a few hundred of them. And when you let politics ruin your life, it's messed up. You shouldn't let what somebody else voted for affect your life. At a certain point, one person, somebody just, you need to grow up. Figure yourself out. Now, I know a lot of liberals are quite a bit older or in college, and teachers like to... Well, what do I want to say about teachers? I'm sure it's not going to be nothing good, because we don't like all that groomy stuff. Or making a kid change their mind about something, or go against their parents anyway. Or go against society. Our world is ever changing. That is like the beauty of being human and living in the world we live in right now. Is people can have different opinions. People can live different lives. And why let one person like a president ruin your day? And it doesn't even have to be a president. It could just be anybody in general. Why let things bother you and affect you? Go about your day. Hang with your crowd of people that are just like you. But don't go against the world, and never hate on somebody who got pew-pewed or got took out. It's not right. You don't hear conservatives ever saying, "Oh, that liberal got what they deserved." Okay, some do. Some really do. And they're kind of a-holes. We'll be honest here. The world ain't perfect, but it's pretty close. But yeah, why let stupid things like that bother you? It seems like it's a complete waste of time. I feel like I'm wasting my time even just talking about this subject. Because in all honesty, it just isn't worth it. You're going to get mad. And for no reason. You're just going to make yourself be young and have gray hair. And, you don't want to be in your 20s and already have gray hair. A lot of things has changed for me that I don't know, I guess I just no longer worry about. I used to do the whole political thing. Trump's the man, and the Democrats are a bunch of losers, and all that. But when it comes down to it, why worry about all the division or dividing people? I mean, we're humans. You know, it's the year 2025, and why are we not living like Star Trek? You know what I mean? It just isn't a hard subject to think about or even live. Now, see, some things on liberalism, I can agree with. A cashless society, everybody helps each other, which is one thing, you know, no offense, liberals, but you guys kind of forgot about. You know, you don't have to believe in no gods to be a righteous person. Just be yourself. And, you know, there's no reason for hate. Hate a person that you don't like just because you simply don't like them. I can respect that. I can respect that on multiple levels. Because, you know, you can't grow up on this planet and think you're going to like everybody. There's always going to be somebody out there, baby, that, you know, just going to work on your nerves. And, you know, that's going to be everywhere. You know, people don't like bikers. People don't like this. They don't like that. I mean, that's fine. Here, take that in the windshield. Bam! How'd them feel? But yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get why you liberals are so mad at everything. And I know you liberals got the backing of like YouTube and TikTok that see your view. But even if everybody saw you guys' view, would that be such a good world? I mean, let's be honest here. A lot of ideas that some of you liberals have is just straight up nutty. We're just not an advanced... Humanity is not advanced enough to take on the things that you guys think everybody is capable of. I mean, we gotta face it. There's a lot of dumb people in this world. And they're never gonna see things your way. You know, I'll never see things you guys' way because I believe in something different. But at the same time, I also believe that, you know, as humans, we've got good in us. We just have governments and, you know, honestly, Democrats. I mean, you guys want things your way, but here's the thing. Nobody else does. And it's only because the reasoning behind it is we just don't have the money to do what you guys think that the world needs. I mean, we just don't. Our world is broke. And why is it broke? Because there are too many things going on. We got places like Israel and that stupid man called Netanyahu. That dude is evil. I don't get why our country backs him or Israel at all. And, you know, I'm a conservative. I am a newer conservative, by all means. I used to be like the rest of y'all and was liberal. But I was liberal in the sense of more like the 1960s hippies. You know, peace and love. And you liberals, you've lost that. You've taken a good thing that meant fight the power. And we never used words like fascism. And, you know, fascism's a two-way street. And capitalism is too. I don't see nothing wrong with capitalism. Because, you know, our world needs it. I mean, like I said, our world's broke. So, you know, how do we defeat that? Both sides need to unite. Now, while I know a lot of people's going to be mad for what I'm about to say, But I honestly do feel... Ooh, I'm getting flamed. No, you didn't. But I think both parties need to unite for once, for the better good of humanity. I mean, what's wrong with that? Fighting for your friends, fighting for your brothers. Look at all of our military people. And I know a lot of you liberals out there, you don't like the army too. But if it wasn't for our military, you know, where would our country be today? You know, you liberals, you wouldn't have no way to protest because we would be like North Korea. I mean, true, we're not far from it. Because, you know, you got to pay for a protest. And another thing is, like on TikTok and YouTube, you hear a lot of liberals and saying, how come conservatives don't stand up and fight and protest? Well, to be honest, you liberals, you all liberals kind of ruin protesting for everybody. Because nobody can make sense in what you guys are trying to fight for. Because you guys make yourselves look so freaking evil that nobody wants to waste their time anymore. Nobody wants to get caught up. And the people of the left, you know, you guys are kind of dropping like flies. Everybody's turning conservative because, well, you guys are such an hateful group. You guys really are. And that's the stuff that you guys need to check up. Because what good's it going to do? You're just going to make people not like you. Your friends stay away from you. You're not going to get invited to, you know, like any parties. Because who wants a person that's always going to be mad at everything? You know, and let's change the subject here one more time. Let's talk about you trans people. You know, you trans people. You guys have been, you know, pew-pewing schools, events and stuff. And you're kind of making the true gay people look bad and sound bad. And for the record, you know, gay people have worked real hard to get where they are today. With their marriage and, you know, having rights and everything. You know, them gay people, they fought for you guys. But the first time you find out that a conservative, gay person is conservative, you turn on them and they're your people. They're like the revolution for gay people, for all you trans people. And you trans people do know nobody would have a problem with you guys if you'd stop forcing everything on us or on straight people. And no, you're probably never going to get a straight guy to ever date you because you're trans. But to each his own. You know what I mean? That's something you guys don't know about. It's to each his own. And the sooner you guys, you know, find out to each his own is a real thing, maybe you'll get accepted. Now, I don't have a problem with trans people, but I do have a problem with the ones that are evil. That they think it's their way or the highway. And, you know, ain't none of that right. And nobody should have to listen to you guys either. I'm going to be honest there. I mean, I spent a lot of time, you know, on TikTok and stuff. And wishing you guys, you trans people, would just kind of grow up. Because I just don't get the evil part. You guys are against pew-pews, but you're the first ones to use them against regular people. And I would honestly like to know why. You know, pew-pews, they're for, you know, hunting and stuff. Oop, tank. Oh, you know what? Let's get out the shotty here. Not today, Satan! You know, I ain't gonna lie. I would be friends with a trans person. You know, I don't give a damn if you're a man or a woman. It's just, that part's completely irrelevant. I mean, like, completely. I mean, you want to dress like a woman? Dress like a woman. Oh, of course. You know, do your thing, baby. Do your thing. Go out in public and be like that. Do whatever you got to do. You really don't make a difference to people. But you guys see it a different way. We should bow down to you. We should do everything that you say and do it your way. Well, the problem is we're rest of us are humans. Not to say that you guys ain't, but we're all human. We want to do our own thing. We don't want to be subject to one way of life. We want to be subject to multiple ways of life. You know, maybe it just don't make no sense to you, but or maybe it's because you're young bucks or something. Then you're not going to see things the way the world sees it. And I think, you know, a little growing up might help. And as far as it being, you know, like a trans thing, you know, it's just who you're making out with. That's all that really matters to you guys. I mean, I don't feel that you guys care about humanity or that you ever will. And let's be honest here. You know, I've always said this to gay people, and a lot of gay people agree with this too, that the whole world can't be gay because, you know, humanity's going to fall because we don't have enough people to support life. You know, we got to keep making them babies, baby. You know, and two guys ain't making it. And yeah, true, you know, two guys can, or two women, whatever, however you want to say it, could always adopt. But the problem with that is, well, eventually in the future, there'll be nobody to adopt. Nobody in foster care. So humanity will take a fall. You know, I like Elon Musk, but I can't sit here and say that I agree with everything the man says, even though he's a freaking genius, in my opinion. But I guess at the same time, we can't be overpopulated too. But I think there is a good medium in between. And where you trans people went wrong was the forcing of everything. You know, people don't like being forced. And it's kind of weird how the left or Democrats became the conservatives, you know, conservatives being like 10 years ago, like a decade ago. You know, when conservatives and Republicans was a bad thing. It was all about war and money and how much they could steal from us. But conservatives today, it's not like that. Conservatives, the only reason why I changed to being a conservative is because I generally like helping people. And liberals and people on the left, they don't no more. It's always about them. It's always about them and them only. Now, me, myself, I don't like people that are stuck up their own butts and that they think that the only crack that they deserve is theirs and that you shouldn't have an opinion. I mean, I know that's the world we live in today, but it doesn't have to be. There ain't no reason why everybody can't get along. Don't like somebody because they did something wrong to you. Don't hate on somebody because you assume what they're about to do. You know, and there's no reason to assume anything. Let people judge you for what you are and what you did. And you keep being an evil person, and, you know, you're going to be judged as evil. Now, why I'm not a person that believes in no gods or anything fruity like that, and probably never will, because I don't see a reason for it. But on the conservative side, you know, yeah, there's a lot of religious people out there, and it really is almost sickening that they believe in such corny crap. But even too, them are the people that are, you know, they're afraid of dying, so they resort themselves to a god, thinking some invisible little monster is going to save them and save them from themselves. And, you know, again, when you think about only yourself, you know, you're not much of a person. I'm going to be honest here. You know, there's parts of the Bible that I agree with and don't. Almost all the Bible I agree with. I'm going to be honest here. I wish that plague was wiped off our planet. But it ain't going to be, because there's too many people that really think some God is going to save them, or they think aliens are going to come like the Anunnaki or Anunnaku, or whatever you want to call them. You know, there ain't going to be nobody here to save you but yourself. Then y'all need to realize that. You need to save yourself first. And I'm not talking about saving yourself as in the biblical term. I'm not implying that at all. I mean, save yourself like, you know, adjust your attitude. Be friends with your neighbors. Help out your neighbors. You know, don't stay in the house and sit on your butt all day and just do nothing. Because even if there was a God, you know, I'm saying very little faith in that. Even if there was a God, that God is probably not going to dislike you because you don't believe in his words or her words or whoever's words. But you could definitely be, in your lifetime, a good person. You know, help people out. Try not to accept money. And I know everybody loves the greenbacks, baby. I do too. But at the same time, you know, I try to help people out because that's what makes me happy, even though I myself am kind of an evil person. I don't take no crap from nobody. Don't even try to act like I do. Don't even want to be honest with you. You know, when I feel frustrated or aggressive, you know, I break out some Far Cry, some Doom, some Call of Duty. And I take out my frustration that way. Now, a lot of religious people I know will say, you know, you're bringing up violence and all that, but that's not true. I'm taking my violence out on a video game. I'm not taking it out on Charlie Kirk or trying to off the president or anything like that. I really just don't see a reason for any of that. And a lot of you Democrats, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You guys are living like you want to live like it's the 1800s again, like 1860s. No, I'm going to retract that. Like it's the 1200s and we're in medieval times. And why do you guys want to be like that? I just don't get you guys. And as I'm sure this video is probably going to get wiped off of YouTube and everywhere else because, God forbid, somebody have an opinion. Oh, I'm getting tore up. And can't get a headshot because I suck. And, you know, liberals, I always see on TikTok and other social media platforms that you guys always want to get in a civil war. But you guys can't get it, you know, start a civil war because your party's kind of weak. You know, you think being a Democrat or a socialist or whatever is the way to be. But that same party that you're rooting for and you're trying to get everybody else convinced to be is the same party that wants to tax you to death, which is not something that Republicans do. They get rid of taxes as much as they can. Not Democrats, though. They want that money, baby. They want all of it, as much as they can get. Do you think Democrats really actually care if you live in a house or you live on the streets? They don't. Absolutely not whatsoever. They want to ruin our country and divide us. And for what reason? Nobody knows. But you liberals out there, you're defending this, while us conservatives are fighting against it. And yeah, true, us conservatives, we don't protest. Because, well, like I said before, a little bit ago, y'all have kind of ruined protesting for everybody. Which are weak ways. You guys don't, half of you guys don't, you're out there protesting, but you don't know why. Or for what for. I mean, you know, you don't really want conservatives out here protesting, because there's a lot of us conservatives, man. We're ready to throw down at any second. And we probably don't care about your life or what's going to happen. We're just going to simply take you out, and that's that. And turn this world back to where it's supposed to be. So, honestly, you guys can stop with all the hateful stuff. These social media platforms like YouTube and stuff, they really need to stop promoting you guys and do their part to make the world a better place. Because again, there's nothing wrong with having a peaceful planet, is there? No, not whatsoever. Oh, man, that was just stupidity on my part. But, I don't know. Maybe down in the comments and, I don't know, tell me what you think. I'm sure all of you going to tell me I'm wrong because, you know, common sense. Nobody believes in common sense anymore. But, yeah, maybe down in the comments and let the old agent know just how you feel. This is Agent WD-40, baby. And like always, I'm out this via